There's a good marriage path leads to a good place. There's a good financial path leads to a good place. There's a good child-rearing path leads to a good place. There's a good spiritual, intellectual development path leads to a good place. There are good paths out there. Walk in them. It'll lead you to where you want to go. It'll lead you to the life you dreamed of. It'll lead you to the kind of person you wanted to be. Now, if there are good paths, if there are right paths, do you suspect there are probably ones that aren't good and aren't right? Here's what the scripture says later in Proverbs chapter 13, verse 15. It says, the way, the word literally means the path or road of the unfaithful is hard. It's talking about those who are not finding the good path and the right path. They are not faithfully walking them. They're walking another path, a different path. And that path is just hard. It is filled with unnecessary pain and disappointment. You keep your radar up for the words path, road, way. You realize, wait a minute. The Bible talks about this all the time. It's the principle of the path. Direction, not intention, determines destination. There's a reason why I really wanted to have some talks about this with you. Because what I have noticed in my life, and what I have noticed in the lives of so many people over so many years that I've interacted with, is there's this huge disconnect that can take place in our lives. We want good things. We really do. We pray for good things fervently. We try to be good people as we move through life. And yet, in reality, day by day, week by week, we walk in paths, we choose directions that will never lead us to where we want to be. It's like, you know what? I really, really, really want to raise kids that know themselves and how God has wired them up to contribute to the world and who know, love, and serve God and have character. I want that. And yet, on a regular basis, we choose to not interact meaningfully with our children, to avoid difficult conversations, to get angry at them when they inconvenience our lives, to not be involved in their world. And we really, really, really want that, but we're walking a path that doesn't lead there. We really, really, really want a marriage that is enjoyable and that lasts. And yet we routinely make choices that simply can't lead there. We want to be financially secure. And yet we choose paths that don't lead there. The great disconnect. All of us can succumb to this so easily. And we just hope, we wish, because it's the intention of our heart, and God knows our hearts, that we want to be there, that somehow that will make up for the path we're walking. And listen, direction trumps intention every single time. And what I want to challenge us to do for the next few weeks as we kind of unpack this whole idea and the ramifications of the principle of the path is to help make sure that we really have a merger between the intentions of our heart and the paths we actually walk. Because the paths we walk is what will determine where we end up, not the intentions of our heart. Now, what I want to do this morning, with the time we have left, is I would like to draw three observations, three simple, cursory observations about this principle of the path. And here's what the first observation is I'd like to share with you this morning. The principle applies to us even if we don't know it. Even if we don't know it, we never heard of it, we don't believe it, it doesn't matter. It applies. In other words, the principle of the path is not something that we discover and then we apply. The principle of the path is something that applies to us every moment of every day, whether we know about it or not. Now, most of you in this room, probably all of you in the room, you've had an education, right? You've been through high school, maybe post-high school, maybe graduate school. Okay, so let me ask you a question. Do you remember studying Archimedes' principle? Okay, I want to talk about it a little bit. Archimedes' principle? Who can explain that for me? Archimedes' principle. Anybody? No one. Yeah, and then you laugh. Well, I cannot believe that you don't know this. I'm stunned. I'm totally stunned. Because after all, listen, how many of you have ever been in a boat? You've been in a boat. Sometimes you're like, you've been in a boat. Whoa. And you don't know about Archimedes' principle? How many of you have ever gone swimming at any point in your life? You've gone swimming. Would you raise your hand? You've gone at some point, you've gone swimming? I am stunned. Because when you were in the boat, when you were in the water, the principle of Archimedes was at work governing what was going on in your life, and you don't even know about it? He just blow you away. Well, the principle of Archimedes, it goes like this. It says, a body immersed in water receives an upward thrust from bottom to top equal to the amount or the weight of the displaced water. Duh! How many of you think I knew that before this last week? It's the principle of buoyancy. A body immersed in water receives an upward thrust from bottom to top equal to the weight of the displaced water. It's why things float. It's why you went swimming and didn't go straight to the bottom. It's why you got on that boat and lo and behold, it weighed so much and yet it moved right through the water. Because the reality is the weight of the displaced water was more than the weight of the object you were on or of your own body. It's big. And you know what? It worked. It applied to us. We all felt its effect, even though none of us knew what the principle was. Do you know the principle of path works exactly the same way? We may never have known about it, never heard about it, don't get it, but that's all irrelevant. When we move through life, the principle of the path affects everything about our lives every single day. Is that power? Here's a second observation I'd like to offer up about this particular principle. The principle explains why some people succeed and other people fail. Have you ever wondered this? Why is it that there are two people and they both seem like good people? And they both want the same things. They have like these righteous desires, these really good ambitions. They have dreams, and we look at it and go, man, God could sanction that dream. That's great. And why is it that some people see their dreams realized and other people don't? Why is that? Is that kind of a puzzler? And you know what the atheist says? The atheist says, it's fate, man. It's dumb luck. It's random chance. It's just the way it works in the world. Things happen. No explanation, no point, no purpose. Too bad. You got the short straw. That's the only explanation that the atheist is left with. Why two seemingly good people have the same absolute, righteous good dreams, and some get it and some don't. Now the Christian comes in and goes, no. God's got to be in the equation somehow, right? We may not know how, but he's got to be in it. So what we do is go, It's predestination. God's just kind of sitting up there going, I think I'll let that person have a really good life. But this person, not so much. And this person is really going to be messed up. And somehow God just ordains it, and we move our way through life, and what happens because there's this cosmic plan by God that we cannot understand, where some people just have a bad life, and other people have a good life. It's beyond our control. It's just God who can take them. Someday we'll die, and God will make sense of it, or maybe not. I don't know. Why is it that two people who are both seemingly good, who both seemingly work hard, have the same kind of righteous ambition, and some succeed, and others don't? You know what? Could it just be the principle of the path in operation?